So let me tell you a story. There I was, minding my own business, not meaning any harm to anyone, and then one day Drake drops a music video that's apparently a Degrassi cast reunion. And so I think, oh okay, cool, I'll just watch that when I get a chance. I've got this video that I need to put out on Sunday, so I gotta work on that right now. And then I get a comment saying something to the effect of, hey, you should totally comment on Drake's new video. It has Degrassi involved, you know? And my first thought is, what would I say about Drake's video? I don't even listen to Drake. And then it occurs to me, I want this to be my job one day. And you know what YouTubers do? They make things on popular stuff. I need to talk about popular stuff too. And so here we are, the night before my video is supposed to go out, talking about something that I never intended to cover. Hell, I never thought I'd talk about Aubrey Graham's music, other than he has a music career after he left Degrassi. As I said, Drake's music isn't really my style, and I've not really listened to his stuff. It's just not for me. It also doesn't help that I don't speak the figurative language that the style of music is often written in, and all the references just fly over my head. And I get this on two sides because the video itself, to me at least, is rather boring. Except for the Degrassi references and the Jay and Silent Bob scenes, it looks more like a bog standard party and having fun yo video. And I'll completely admit that I've barely stepped foot into the world of this kind of music or music video, so maybe they're saying a lot more that I'm just missing. But even still, this kind of video isn't for me, especially since seeing people puke activates my gag reflex. One thing I can talk about with this though is the Degrassi references, and basically making conclusions in universe from the video. So perhaps all this is Jimmy's dream. Hell, the last time we saw him, he was still in a wheelchair, albeit he was recovering from the stem cell surgery. But this whole video could be a sort of fever dream ideation of what it'd be like for him to go to his 10-year class reunion. Him swaggering in there, all of his friends in attendance, and the funny image of Snake being really into dope. But then we could just take this video as he actually did recover and can really walk, which would be cool. And I believe I heard somewhere that someone on the Degrassi production team intended and wanted Jimmy to walk in the end. It might not have been on purpose, and maybe my brain's only connecting it because I saw the episode, but as Drake rolls out of bed, the sweats that he's wearing looks exactly like the kind of sweats that he used to wear on Degrassi. Hell, it's the same color that I remember in the scene where Spinner confesses to Jimmy that he was the one who caused him to get shot. And maybe the fact that Drake wakes up in the Raptors stadium means that not only can he walk, but his basketball career is revived, and maybe he's even playing for the Raptors. And I'm glad to see that Spinner and Jimmy are still friends. Given all that they've put each other through, Spinner especially, it's just a really nice image of seeing them swaggering into the school. And of course, Ellie and Marco are still friends. Even though they try to make a point of being able to live separately, I get the sense that they're still soulbound. It's also nice to see that Terry and Hazel kept in touch, and that Terry's looking good, having suffered a head injury. And clearly Craig and Ashley are still at least on good terms. They're probably not together because we see Craig get out of the car alone, so perhaps Ashley's still doing that thing where she's trying to figure out what she wants, and when she met up with Craig in Europe, she found he still wasn't it. Danny and Derek are just classic. It seems like their friendship has been rekindled, and maybe Derek isn't as much of an ass like he was in high school. It would also seem that Manny is still having body issues, as we see her messing with her shirt and possibly stuffing something into her bra. I guess Hollywood has not been kind on her body image. I also wonder what this means for Emma too, to be helping Manny. Although then again, it could just be, stop embarrassing us, just leave it alone. And clearly the reason why Rick was in the video was because he was brought back with the Canadian healthcare system. And boy did he glow up. I mean, he had his charm in his early days, but boy does he look fine now. It would also seem that people are still mad about the fact that he kinda shot Drake, which I guess is understandable, but hey, you could turn around and say if he didn't shoot Drake, he wouldn't be where he is today. I don't think it's such a huge jump to see Mr. Simpson buying marijuana from Jay and Silent Bob. How else could he stay sane as the principal of Degrassi? And besides, we already know that he pops pills. And I guess Marco learned nothing from the dance in season 3, because obviously the reason why those curtains are on fire is because he was messing with them again next to a light. They do say that some people never learn. Now, one part that I really did like about the video was Jay and Silent Bob having the last word. Though it is noticeable that Silent Bob didn't get to have his one bit of speaking at the end, rigging itself. It seemed to have been a good experience for those involved. At least from the video, it seems like they've all had a lot of fun. And I'm glad that Drake doesn't look back back on his days on Degrassi with remorse or trying to put it behind him. It was a fun outing, especially for us Degrassi fans who are dying for something new. And it was a fun watch for me, even though the entire draw of the music video is that it had to do with Degrassi. Thank you so much for consuming this video, and until next time.